So, you have decided to move, and you have picked Seattle as your place to live. But, do you know anything about Seattle? I'm going to tell you a little bit about Seattle and the Seattle metropolitan area, including King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. The city of Seattle has a population of 704,000 people, while the county of King has a population of 2.1 million. The county of Snohomish has a population of 772,000, and the county of Pierce has a population of 843,000. Altogether, between those three counties and the Seattle metropolitan area, there are 3.7 million people. Some good things about Seattle and the Seattle metropolitan area are that if you enjoy coffee, there is pretty much a coffee stand or a Starbucks on every corner. So if you love coffee, this is definitely your place to live. Another great thing about Seattle and Western Washington is that there are a lot of activities to do outdoors. As far as hiking, there's lots of mountains around. You can go mountain climbing, rock climbing, kayaking. There's an abundance of things to do outdoors. So if you like to be outdoors, then Seattle is definitely your place. If you are into technology and all that technology has to offer, Seattle may be your place. Seattle has Microsoft, Nintendo, Intel, and a whole host of other technology-related industries and jobs. Seattle also has a very good transit system. While it is not as good as New York, it is still very well. They have a lot of buses, and they also have a commuter train and light rail that is currently being extended out into other parts of the region. So, now that I have told you some good about Seattle, I will tell you some bad about Seattle. One of the main things we have here is a lot of traffic. Seattle is very narrow in general, and we really only have two interstate systems. One of them being I-5, which runs north and south right through the heart of the city, and then we have 405, which branches off and runs through Bellevue. We do have some other smaller freeways such as State Route 167, 509, 512, but with all the traffic we have here, all of the freeways get backed up very quickly. And rush hour here usually starts about 5 a.m. and can sometimes last till 10 a.m. In the afternoon, it can last from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. The traffic is very bad here, and expect if you live anywhere outside of the city of Seattle, say Tacoma, Pierce County, or Snohomish County, up in Everett or Linwood, expect to sit anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours commuting if you have to work in Seattle. Another thing is how much it costs to live here. A lot of people will come to Seattle thinking it's going to be great and awesome, which it can be, but it is very expensive, and a lot of people are shocked when they get here. Depending on what region you're from, it can be a big, big change. As far as house prices here, the median house price for King County is $615,000. For Seattle, it is $750,000. For Pierce County, it is $318,000, and for Snohomish County, it is $440,000. Now, Seattle, the cheapest you can really find a house is about $500,000 for a smaller house. And it really goes up from there. Pierce County is a little cheaper, and Snohomish County is a little cheaper as well. But the further you get out from the city of Seattle, the cheaper it tends to get. But if you have to work in Seattle, again, the traffic can really bring you down. If you plan on driving here and live in the metropolitan areas of Snohomish, King, or Pierce County, Washington just passed a tax bill called ST3, which runs for your car tabs. And car tabs are pretty expensive here. They use the MSRP of your car to determine how much you will pay. And just for an example, I have a 2017 Chevrolet truck, and my tabs were $536 for 1 year. So, car tabs are pretty expensive here. The weather here in Seattle is kind of hit and miss. We have rain, sometimes we have snow, and we have sun. It really doesn't snow a lot here, although it can and has in recent years, but nothing too extreme. We mostly get rain in the wintertime, in spring, and late fall. During the summer, it's usually pretty sunny. We don't get a lot of rain during the summer. The average temperature in the summer is about 70 for a high, which is nice and mild. And in the winter, it's usually in the 40s. If you like rain, this may be the place for you. If you don't like rain, this may not be the place for you. Seattle also has quite a high population of homeless people. While this is an unfortunate event due to the cost of living here, it may not bother you, but it may bother some, so it is just something to keep in mind if you are planning on moving to Seattle. And there you have it, some good and some bad about Seattle. Please feel free to add in the comments anything that you feel that I may have missed about Seattle and the metropolitan area. Any comments will be greatly appreciated.